and among other absolutely essential conditions for regulation, such as demilitarization.
On the night of November 11th, the Ukrainian Defense Forces used drones to strike an oil terminal in Feodosia, as well as a Russian warehouse and a concentration of Russian forces in the Donetsk region. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported on this. The strikes were part of Ukraine's strategy to weaken the military and economic capabilities of the Russian aggressor. The marine oil terminal, located in Feodosia in temporarily occupied Crimea, was hit. The terminal is a crucial hub for the supply of fuel and lubricants via sea routes to the Crimean Peninsula and the temporarily occupied territories in southern Ukraine. It has been confirmed that the tanks on the site were hit. The extent of the damage is being clarified, stated the General Staff. After midnight, the Crimean Wind Monitoring Channel reported the activity of Russian air defense systems in the Feodosia area. A video was also published by an eyewitness, allegedly showing the sound of drones flying and gunfire in the Simferopol district of temporarily occupied Crimea. In addition, according to eyewitnesses, during the night, automatic weapons were used to fire at UAVs from the territory of the oil terminal. By morning, local chat groups reported the closure of a section of the road near the facility. The Occupation Administration also confirmed this. Furthermore, on the temporarily occupied territory of the Donetsk region, a strike was carried out on a Russian material and technical warehouse in Donetsk, as well as on a concentration of Russian troops near Okeratin. The military notes that the strike drones reached the target areas. The results are being clarified. The General Staff also confirmed the overnight strike on the Saratov oil refinery, one of the largest in Russia. The facility produces more than 20 types of petroleum products, including gasoline, fuel oil, diesel fuel, vacuum gas oil, technical sulfur, and more. It is involved in meeting the Russian army's needs. Ukrainian FPV drone operators from the 155th Mechanized Brigade struck Russian infantry in the city of Pokrovsk. Ukrainian forces are fiercely defending Pokrovsk, holding every position and fighting down to the last inch. Every Russian attempt to advance is met with determined resistance, resulting in heavy losses for the attackers. Small Russian units trying to infiltrate or bypass Ukrainian lines are systematically destroyed, while artillery and drone strikes punish larger concentrations, making any progress costly and slow. According to Siersky, the Ukrainian General Staff has several options to respond to the situation, ensuring flexibility in both defense and counterattacks. For now, the front line around Pokrovsk remains stabilized, despite ongoing Russian attempts to encircle the city. Ukrainian troops continue to hold key positions, combining tactical skill, intelligence, and local knowledge to blunt enemy advances and maintain control, demonstrating that even under constant pressure, their defense is both resilient and effective. High-quality satellite imagery of a large-scale launch pad for Shahed kamikaze drones in Cymbalova, Russia's Oriol region, has been released. According to the OSINT community's Strategic Aviation of the Russian Federation and SZ, the facility has at least 93 garages and 15 hangars for storing attack drones. Some of them have already been filled. According to estimates, more than 500 drones can be stored there at any one time. There are at least 175 units in the garages. There are also 8 stationary launchers at the range. Next to them are 20 more garages, presumably for drone maintenance and preparation for launch. The facility's total area exceeds 5 square kilometers. The launch road is more than 2.5 kilometers long, enabling mass drone launches. Cymbalova is located about 400 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. This allows Shahed to be launched from deep within the territory of the Russian Federation, avoiding retaliatory strikes. On January 26, 2025, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that units of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, in cooperation with other components of the Defense Forces, struck storage depots for strike UAVs in the Oriol region of the Russian Federation. Concrete buildings that were likely used to store and maintain the drones were hit. The damage to this facility was later confirmed by satellite imagery and the Cyber Boroshno OSINT community, which recorded black craters on one of the buildings, indicating a hit. According to the General Staff, the damaged facility was used to store thermobaric warheads, which are used to equip drones. In addition, on December 26, 2024, Storm Shadow air-launched cruise missiles already targeted this Shahed kamikaze drone service center in Russia's Oriol region. According to satellite imagery, construction of this facility began in late August 2024 and was completed in a few months. And the latest American sanctions are starting to bite Russia. One of China's largest refineries, Yanchang Petroleum, has stopped buying Russian oil due to U.S. sanctions, Reuters reports. The state-owned refinery had been a regular buyer of Russian crude, but recent Western sanctions on Russian oil shipments have made Chinese and Indian refineries wary of secondary sanctions. Yanchang Petroleum has a refining capacity of 348,000 barrels per day, making it one of the biggest in China. Also, most Indian refineries have stopped buying new Russian oil. 5 major Indian refineries, which together accounted for 2/3 of India's Russian oil imports this year, skipped December purchases of Russian crude, Bloomberg reports, citing sources. Only Indian Oil Corporation and Nayara Energy Limited have placed orders for next month. Indian oil buys from sellers not under Western sanctions, while Nayara is partly owned by Rosneft. Trump is only losing time with this barbarians. Give Ukraine weapons it needs, and let them finish the job. Lavrov says Russia won't end the war unless Ukraine capitulates. Russia's position hasn't changed at all.
Well, they know our position perfectly. They have, as I already said, our position on paper. It is no secret. It was voiced by President Putin in June of the year 2024 when he spoke at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, outlining our fundamental approaches both on Ukraine and on relations with the West. And among other absolutely essential conditions for regulation, such as demilitarization, removal of any threats to the Russian Federation, including by dragging Ukraine into NATO, ensuring the rights of Russians and Russian speakers, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. There is also a demand for denazification. This is not something we invented that would be alien to modern Europe. It would seem there is the Nuremberg trials, there are its results, which are part of the United Nations Charter, part of the foundation of the international system that was created after the Second World War. Certainly, all of Europe signed up for this. The denazification process was carried out in Germany in its time, repentance. Unfortunately now, including perhaps starting with Germany, we feel that these acts of repentance are worth little.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.